What's going on, everyone? This is Dalton, Adult95, which is another Transformers Studio Series video, and today we're taking a look at the Deluxe Class Scavenger. So now we are just one away from completing Devastator, and once again, Hasbro does not know how many members Devastator has, because between him, Hook, and Longhaul and Scrapper, they're all either four or five of six, or 1 of 6, whatever. So I don't know what's going on with the numbering here, but it's whatever. 15 steps between robot and construction vehicle mode. The Transformers the movie, got Devastator, Scavenger in both modes, with the G1 toy style attachment there. On the back, 15 steps. Scavenger combines with the other Constructicons to form Devastator. So very simple instruction or bio. There it is again. So let's go ahead and get them open and check them out. And here we have Scavenger out of his packaging, and right off the bat, yeah, I know this design-wise borrows heavily from the Combiner Wars design. There is no denying it. That is the latest version that we've got, and aesthetically, that's what they decided to go with. Now, that doesn't mean this is a retool. Again, mention that because another YouTuber decides, hey, just because it uses a similar design and similar transformation scheme, that means it's a retool. It does not. These are no way the exact same mold as the original. Yes, they are very similarly engineered and designed. That does not mean they are one for one the exact same thing. So, clear that up. Get that out of the way, because, I don't know. It drives me nuts when someone is objectively wrong like that. Get right into the colors on this guy. Of course, lime green shirt, purple pants, and leggings, or I guess pants, onesie bottoms, whatever. So you get the main plastic here, and then just like with Bonecrusher, it is 2 different types of plastic for this lower thigh area. It's kind of that palm plastic. So you can kind of see the differences in color here. It's more obvious on Scavenger. I guess we'll go ahead and bring in our other Constructicons. There's Bonecrusher, Hook, Scrapper. Actually, we'll put Scrapper here. Switch these 2 around. And there is Longhaul. So we're just missing 1. Hoping I can find Mixmaster soon. If not, it'll probably just move up on Amazon here in the next week or so, as it did with him and most of the other characters in this latest wave. So let's go ahead and get these out of the way for now. As far as accessories go, he does come with his shovel, which is technically part of him, but it is on a 5mm post, so you just plug that in right there, curl that up, or you can rotate it around. Give him a 3rd leg to stand on, especially with these legs, so he can have something to balance. And there is his little pistol that, you know, is pretty much the exact same mold as the Combiner Wars release. I mean, it even has this port that serves no purpose. Now, I believe these are retools, like straight retools, maybe with just a couple added things, like on Scrapper it has the added tab, but holes in it for no reason unless they can peg in together somehow. But yeah, I just know I have it with Dengar, whatever, the armor hide of my Baldigus set from Unite Warriors. Anyways, head sculpt, pretty much what you'd expect for Scavengers. Get the square mouth, got the red painted visor, silver mouth plate. Of course, you got silver here for this center torso piece. You even got kind of a gunmetal gray right there to emulate the little peg that would fold out for the original Devastator toy. No paint on the forearms, but the hands are molded in, looks like black plastic and painted over with green. I don't know why that's on a separate sprue from the green. So I do hope DNA fixes that with maybe new forearms and hands. I know they're doing basically a whole new forearms for Bonecrusher, so hopefully they can remedy that. Got some silver here on the upper hip and on the feet, much like what we got with Bonecrusher, having just a little bit of silver there and down at the bottom. And that's pretty much it for paint ups on this guy. He does have some purple here, but that's more for vehicle mode. So he is very sparse when it comes to paint. That's honestly fine. Head is on, looks like a ball joint, but it doesn't really get much in the way of movement. You do get a little forward and back, but that's just the transformation hinge. You get ball jointed shoulders, which works fine. Ball jointed elbows, nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist, unless you count this that comes down for the shoulder joint. You get the ball jointed hips. Got a swivel at the knee or at the thigh. 90 at the knee, full ankle tilt. So pretty similar posing to the rest of the Constructicons so far. I mean, he doesn't. I don't think he personally needs a waist swivel to function like he does when he needs to, and you're most likely going to have this as Devastator anyways, and that was the whole point of not, you know, I mean, yeah, it sucks that you can't have that for individual budgeted bots, but at the end of the day, Devastator is the main purpose of this set. So let's go ahead and get into the transformation. Go ahead and collapse the hands into the forearms, and you can see with them being rounded the way they are, it is a very cohesive step, I guess. Fold this down, fold the head in, close that back up. Now we do want to disengage the hips and bring those down out of the way, so that way we can straighten out the arms. They are on a tight clip up here. Goes right up to there. So just like that. Bring that down. Untab this section from here. I know a lot of people have trouble with it. Well, I'll get to it when. So this side will fold up just like that. There's a slot there, tab on the forearm. There we go. So I know people have been having problems with this hinge. I've had no such issue, so I'm going to tab that in right there. Now we'll go ahead and straighten the legs, close up the feet. Bring this whole section back up. Here we go. Bring this up and around. And there's a tab in there, a slot right there. And then a slot there, these two tabs. Just like that. And of course there's a tab there on each side. So slot, tab. There we go. Bring this up. Rotate that. And there is our bucket. And we'll put his weapon right there. So when it comes to Scavenger, I mean, he's pretty much what you'd expect. Unfortunately, he does not have the ability to rotate on the center turntable like most excavators would, just due to how this figure is designed. So just like the Commander Wars release, again, borrowing designs and elements, and even a lot of other versions of Scavenger, like even the TFC Toys one wasn't able to rotate independently of the treads. So I don't know why people are acting like it's the biggest sin of Hasbro ever that it can't rotate. Yes, it sucks, admittedly. But I mean, it still does what it needs to do. And unlike the Commander Wars release, he does have a moving bucket. So now you can even get him to scoop properly as an excavator should. And then look at that, you can just rotate on his caterpillars and go where it needs to. Unfortunately, just like Bonecrusher, he does not have any wheels, but if you got a softer surface like this, sliding around should not be any issue. But yes, you do get a hinge here, here, and here. And if you want, you can rotate that, even though it wouldn't work in a real life scenario. And if you want, do it like that. I mean, even though with excavators for storage and transport, they're going to be folded down like that. If you ever see one on the road, it's usually like this, with the bucket embedded in the trailer to make it as low as possible for the truck. So it lowers that to where it has something to catch on, lowers the clearance, and probably lowers the center of gravity as well, even though with a vehicle like this it's already pretty low. So there he is, along with hook, long haul, Bonecrusher, and scrapper. So again, we're just missing Mixmaster, and then we'll have Devastator or the Constructicons complete. So get these guys out of the way, and I guess we'll show you how to get him to R mode, even though I'm not going to show the full Devastator like I did the last time. We'll just do the transformation to R mode. I will go ahead and add the hand though. So we'll just go ahead and split this down the middle. Bring this whole section out like this. Fold this section down. The arm will actually go up like that and fold up. Then from here, bring down this little panel, flip the ankle here. These will come together, click in, and of course when you have long haul attached, it will go to that little tab there, and then this slot will go over the section on hook. Rotate that around and flip the hand here out. There's a peg, hole, just go right on like just like that. And there we have our right arm of Devastator. Then we can just plug this in just like that. There you go. So you do get a bicep swivel, a little less than 90 at the elbow, of course, wrist swivel on a 5mm port. And then you get rotation up to there on the shoulder and 360 rotation as well. So that's pretty much it for arm mode. And remove that. And go back to vehicle mode. Just fold that up, flip that down, bring that up, this whole section up and around, and that will just tab in like that. So let's go ahead and get him back into robot mode. So start, remove the weapon, fold this whole section up and like that. Undo the treads, bring them down. Actually kind of want them down like this. So we can disengage this right here. Bring these sections forward, tabbing them onto that chest piece. Bring the shoulders up till they clip in. Actually, first thing you want to do this side is fold that up just like that. Then bring up the shoulders, clip it in. Go ahead and flip out the robot mode feet. Just bring those down like that. Flip this up. This will just rotate up like that. Clip down, open up the hands, or flip out the hands, open up the chest, flip out the head, and then we'll give him his blaster. And there is Scavenger back in robot mode. So when it comes to final thoughts on Scavenger, much like Bonecrusher, he does suffer quite a bit with just the design. But it is not hateful, at least from my point of view. It's a simple transformation, gets the job done, decent robot mode, decent vehicle mode. It's weird that he does still have a weird diaper like the Combiner Wars 1, if not a little bit worse than the Combiner Wars 1. But that's besides the point. I mostly got this for Devastator. Yes, it is nice to have the team, but I just can't wait to complete the big guy. So, as much as I do like the individual modes, for me it's going to be Devastator that ultimately proves what I feel about this set. Again, I don't hate it. It's not perfect. It's not great. It does what it needs to. I'm happy for that. He still looks fairly good. I would like to see what DNA does. Hopefully something like Bonecrusher, where they give him the better robot mode feet, maybe new arms with, you know, hands that aren't painted in a kind of off, just slightly off shade of green. And of course, you know, they're all getting their trumpets, so. But that's besides the point. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my playlist for Studio Series that is somewhere on my channel, as well as Age of the Primes. And be sure to check out Axelon News. We just did a segment this past Saturday, and there's one here coming up in a couple weeks. I believe we might have a show right around New York Comic-Con, if not Transformers Day. I'll have to look at the schedule again for that. But again, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys all in the next video. And also check out those links down below. I forgot to mention that in my last video. So long. Take care. See you next time.